I just figured out the tune from the from Animal Crossing Wild World, the Town Hall theme, and I'm still rusty at it, but thought I'd play it for you. What I figured out here, and then I'll show you what the chords are and so forth. Whoops. And it repeats. And so on and so forth. Okay, so let me grab this. And your chords are essentially A7. It starts out with an A7. Make sure the cap stays out of the way. And so the two notes your A7 is the A and the E. And all the game plays is the 7th and the 3rd in that chord. Obviously, the game doesn't have, you know, you can't play many notes at once. So hopefully you can see. I'm going to pull back here so you can see what I'm doing. So again, it plays the 7th and the 3rd of the chord. Now you can fill that out if you want. You can actually. I find it easier to play that way, actually. And then it transitions to the D by using a B in the bass and then a C sharp to D. But there's also a chord here. So to do that with one hand, I add, you know, if there's another chord. So to do that with one hand, I just add the 7th. So when I transition, I go. So you still hear the chord being played there. Which that's actually very easy to do. So then you're into a D major chord. And again, in this case, it plays the 3rd and the tonic, and you can add the actual 5th here if you want to fill it out. And then it moves to a B7. Again, it only plays the 7th and the 3rd, but you can add the tonic to fill that out. It's actually, you know. Whoop. And then of course the other note here is the F sharp, so B, F sharp, and then it does, it's an E chord, and then it just goes up to F sharp, F double sharp, and G sharp. It's called F double sharp here. It's a musical thing because the F is already sharp in the key signature, so this is an F double sharp, and that's a G sharp. And then you start on the C sharp and you go chromatically up to the E to do the next fifth figure. And then it does the same chords, and then it does an E7 chord. And again, the 7th and the 3rd only is all it plays, but you can fill that out by, you can fill that out by adding the tonic. You can even add the 5th if you want. But all it plays is, and so you have an E and a B here. But again, you can fill that out. And then it does an A7 chord, which is the same as it does before. And again, you can fill that out if you want to. And then it goes back to the E, and then it transitions back to the very beginning from there. And the right-hand part is pretty easy. I can remember we're starting on the A7 chord, so we've got. Don't look at the camera; it's delayed. So that's your A7 chord, and what it does is it has the 6th here suspended, and it goes down chromatically to the 5th of the chord. So, and then again, you can fill that out if you want but all it's doing is a single note melody. You can go just to spice it up a bit. And then when it moves the D chord, it just moves down here. And so in this case, it's actually it's turning the D chord into a D6th chord actually. So with the starting up here and falling down to the 6th degree of the D chord. So. And then it just holds, and then when it goes to the B chord, it starts on the F sharp and then just goes up the scale. Oh, sorry, but and then it comes down to the A, and the F sharp, and then you're on your E chord. Which what it does here is basically a diminished figure. So again, from your E it goes to the F sharp, the F double sharp, and the G sharp, and then here you're on the it just goes up chromatically from your G sharp. So G sharp A, A sharp B. Basically, you're playing. You just think of it as diminished chords. We start with your E chord, and then this goes up a whole step, and this goes up a half step, and then essentially you have diminished. Although in reality, this E is still playing, so this isn't really a diminished chord. This is a what is this? This is a I'm not sure what you would call that. You can call that any kind of. But then the next chord is definitely diminished here. So, but all the game plays is. But you can fill that out by adding the B and going up chromatically to the D. Now, if you do that, I would recommend just holding the E in the bass instead of having the bass go. Just hold the E there, because otherwise you have the 3rd degree here with the 7th, which doesn't sound good when you have a 3rd degree in the bass and you have the 7th here. Trust me, it doesn't sound good. I can't do it when I'm holding the camera. And then your syncopated figure. Again, we're at an E chord, and just a suspended 6th here. So all the game plays is these two. But you can fill that out by adding the tonic and the 7th down here. And then it goes to an A7 chord, and again all the game plays is the 7th, and then a suspended 2nd here, down to the tonic. But you can fill that out if you want by adding the 3rd and the 5th of the chord. And then just back to the E chord again. And then back to the beginning. And that's pretty much it. And I'll post sheet music that I have. Pretty basic, but it's a cute tune. It's ragtime, so I wanted to learn it. And I hope you were able to figure that out. This is just a toy keyboard. It's like half-size keys. But this is what I actually composed my ragtime on. So, but yeah, like I say, you can fill out the chords. You can, take the bass down an octave lower. There's no reason to play this tune exactly as the game plays it, which is how the sheet music is going to be, because the game is limited in how many voices it can play. You can play like 2 or 3 voices. Well, you have a lot of fingers, and you can play 6 notes with one hand. We get a 6-note chord. But so you can figure out ways of filling out the tune and make it more interesting on the piano than just imitating what the game does, which is kind of pointless.